Nobody dares Linda and go scot-free. What have I done? She whispered. How will I tell my boss I use his Benz for Dorime? How will I face him? How will I pay for this car? So you carried somebody's car and used it for gambling? You are finished. You will face your boss tomorrow and tell him what you did. If prison is your destiny, maybe I will visit you there with rice and stew. When Stella got the job as Tony's personal assistant, her mother, Oge, couldn't stop thanking God. Every night, she prayed loud enough for the neighbors to hear. Lord, may this new job be permanent, she shouted. May my daughter never return to her old life. Stella would roll her eyes but smile sweetly. For the first time, things were going well. Her boss, Tony, adored her. Her colleagues were jealous, and even her mirror had started winking at her in admiration. Then one sunny morning, everything changed. Tony called Stella into his office. He was dressed sharply in a blue suit and smelled like expensive confidence. Stella, he said warmly, I'll be traveling today for a quick business arrangement, but tomorrow morning there's an important meeting with the airlight companies in Omaya. I want you to represent me. Stella's eyes widened. Me? Represent you? Yes, Tony said, smiling. You are capable. Yeah, take the Benz. Drive down tomorrow morning. I trust you completely. He handed her the key. For a full minute, Stella couldn't breathe. The key sparkled in her palm like a small piece of heaven. Thank you, sir, she whispered dramatically, trying not to faint. That evening, she went home dancing. Her mother was frying plantain when she entered the house, humming with joy. Mama, guess what? My boss said I should drive his Benz to Umaya tomorrow. Oge dropped the spoon. Benz? You mean a real car with 4 doors? Yes, Mama. Oge fell on her knees immediately. Oh, Lord, you have done it again, oh. Thank you, my daughter not driving Benz. Thank you, Jesus. We are so grateful. Stella was laughing, but also already imagining herself driving into Umaya like a movie star. Glasses on, wind blowing through her hair, business people clapping as she entered the meeting hall. Good morning, gentlemen, she practiced in front of the mirror. On behalf of Mr. Tony of Toby Resources, I want to welcome you all to this strategic partnership meeting. Meanwhile, far away in Abuja, Tony was already making his own plans. He had secretly fallen in love with Stella's gentleness, her humility, and the way she said, God bless you, instead of thank you. He wanted to propose, but he wanted it to be grand. He personally went to hire one of the best event planners in Abuja, but back in Aba, the devil had started whispering through someone named Linda. Linda, the ever-jealous colleague, had been busy doing research. She found out that Stella's so-called commissioner of works mother was actually a woman who painted her own house with leftover wall paints. Linda was boiling with envy. Can you imagine this low-class girl? She fooled everyone. Linda muttered. It's time the whole world see her true color. That afternoon, Linda stormed into Stella's office with the fakest smile in history. Hi, Stella, she said sweetly. You have been working too much lately. You need to relax a bit. Stella looked up from her files, surprised. Oh, hi, Linda. I'm fine, thank you. Linda sat down, crossing her legs dramatically. See, my dear, brighten up, oh. You need to enjoy life. I care a lot about you. And there's this party tonight at a popular club. It's not just a party. It's a competition. The best bird wins 300 million naira. Imagine that now. You'll be richer by tomorrow. Stella blinked. 300 million naira? What kind of competition is that? Linda smiled wider. Simple. Everyone comes dressed to their best. Then you stake something valuable. The higher the stake, the bigger your chance to win. Oh, it is fun, easy, and private. Stella frowned. Stake something. Like what? Anything now, Linda said casually. I am staking my house, but I don't have anything valuable to stake. Linda leaned forward. You don't have anything to stake. Don't worry, let's just go. You know you're beautiful, charming, and new in town. Trust me, the judges will love you. She smiled slightly. Maybe I'll just go for 1 hour, she said. Linda grinned in victory. Perfect. I'll call you and tell you the location. As she left, Stella stared at the Benz key again, the same key her boss had trusted her with for business, not pleasure. Nobody dares Linda and go scot-free. That evening was supposed to be calm, peaceful, and holy. At least that was what Stella told herself in the morning. But when Linda's call came through, her heart started dancing faster than a DJ's beats. Stella, the party is getting hotter. You are missing, no. Linda screamed over the phone. At first, Stella wanted to ignore it. She even said a short prayer under her breath. But then, she looked at the Benz car key shining on the table and she felt something strange inside her. The old Stella, the queen of vibe, the slay goddess, the party closer, that side of her she had locked away since she met Tony, suddenly woke up and stretched his legs. She tried to resist, but her mirror did not help. She stood in front of it, adjusting her olive and wine gown, the same one Tony bought for her, saying he just wanted to patronize the seller. She touched her hair, wore a black wig, applied lipstick, and turned left and right like a movie star. Ah, just one last time, she whispered. I will only go to look. She tiptoed through the back door so her mother wouldn't see her. When she got to the party, the noise almost carried her wig away. Lights were flashing, people were screaming, and champagne were flying like water. Lida spotted her from afar and screamed, Stella, you made it! She dragged her into the middle of the crowd. Come on now, you have to stake too. Stella eyes widened. Stake? Come on, the car with you. Eh? I should take the car with me? What will I tell my boss if I use his car for Dorime? What if I lose the car? Linda laughed. Relax. Look around you. Everyone who drops their car key ends up the winner. This is your chance to smile, oh. Stella turned and saw it. One girl dropped her car key and people clapped. Another guy dropped his phone and the crowd cheered. The music was loud, the lights were wide, and the air smelled of perfume, sweat, and bad decisions. As she looked at the white Benz key, her heart said no, but the crowd screamed yes. She took a deep breath, smiled nervously, and said, all right, guys, I'm ready to shake the party. I will stake. The moment she dropped the key, the whole atmosphere changed. The DJ suddenly stopped the music. People froze. Run, no! Police are coming. Within seconds, everyone scattered like goats escaping from a farmer. Bottles broke, wigs flew, heels snapped. The place was chaos. Stella ran too, holding her gown so it wouldn't tear. She did not even know which direction she was running to. When she finally stopped, she was on a lonely road. The only sound she could hear was her own heartbeats. She looked around. No lights, no people, no Benz. Her eyes widened. It hit her like thunder. She had lost the car keys. She stood there trembling. Her wig half shifted. Lipstick smelled. Dust on her heels. What have I done? She whispered. How will I tell my boss I use his Benz for Dorime? How will I face him? How will I pay for this car? That night was one of the longest nights in Stella's life. She managed to find her way back home, dusty, sweaty, and still shaking like a soaked chicken. Her wig was half gone. Her makeup looked like a painting done by a toddler, and her once beautiful gown was now wrinkled like old curtains. It was 11 p.m. when she opened the door slowly, praying her mother was asleep. But of course, Oge was awake, sitting on the couch with her scarf tied like she was waiting to attend a family meeting. The moment Stella entered, Oge did not even say a word. She just looked at her from head to toe. Where are you coming from? Looking like a survivor of war. That was it. Stella broke down immediately. She dropped to her knees and started crying like a baby. Between sobs, she said, Mommy, I have done something terrible. The car, the car, what about the car? The car, the Benz. The Benz have lost it. You have done what? Oge froze. Shh, don't even say that at all. You lost what? I lost the Benz. Tony's car. I took it to a party and wait. The mother interrupted. You used your boss car for what? A party. Mommy, see, the truth is, I did not plan to. Linda deceived me. She said people were taking things and winning. So I dropped the car key. And then police came and everybody ran. Jesus Christ of Nazareth, Oge shouted, eating her chest. So you carried somebody's car and used it for gambling? Ha! You are finished. Mommy, what will I do now? Mommy, help me. My daughter, you will face your boss tomorrow and tell him what you did. If prison is your destiny, maybe I will visit you there with rice and stew once in a while. Oh. Stella cried harder. Hey, whoa! But she knew her mother was right. So the next morning, with puffy eyes and shaky hands, she went to the office. As she was walking through the hallway, her heart was beating fast. Thump, thump, thump. When she got close to Tony's office, she saw something that made her blood turn cold. Linda was coming out of the office smiling. Linda whispered mockingly, just know you are in big trouble. Stella's heart sank. She knew instantly that Linda had set her up. When she entered Tony's office, she did not even wait to be asked. She fell on her knees like someone proposing to the ground. Sir, I'm so sorry, she cried. I did not want to go, but I was deceived. I know it's not an excuse. I know I messed up. I know that the Benz is gone. Tony's face was like thunder. His jaw tightened. His voice sharp and angry. Go and get me your mother now. Stella froze. Sir, please. My mother is innocent. She even told me to come and tell you that. In fact, my mother lost her husband. Please do not punish her too. Just punish only me. Tony slammed his hand on the table. I won't say it again. Go and get your mother now. Stella's mouth dropped open. Her mind was racing. Is he going to lock both of us up? Or is this because I lied that she was a commissioner? She left immediately, tears rolling down her face. When she got home, her mother was calmly tying sugar in small nylons, tying it to sell for the day. Mommy, she said between sobs, he said I should bring you. My boss. Mommy, please don't be angry. I don't know what came over me. I'm ashamed of myself. Oge sighed, dropped the sugar and stood up. It's okay. Let us go. God will see us through. The Bible says, a contrite and broken heart he will not despise. He will not despise you and me. Let's go, Stella. When they got to the office, Stella was already kneeling down again before Tony. Her mother just stood there, clutching her handbag like she was ready for anything. Everyone in the office had gathered, pretending to work, but watching closely, waiting for the big disgrace. But something strange happened. Tony came out of his office, not with anger this time, but with two policemen behind him. The whole office gasped. One even said, Mr. Tony will arrest this idiot. Thief, she went to sell his Benz. So everybody listened to me. I went through the CCTV, he said slowly, and I saw everything. Linda was the one who planned the whole thing. You deceived Stella to follow you just because you were jealous and you wanted to destroy her name. The entire office fell silent. You could hear a pin drop. Linda's mouth hung open. She started stammering. Sir, it's not what you think, sir. It's, But it was too late. The policeman stepped forward. Tony pointed at her and said, take this idiot away. As they led Linda out, the workers who had been waiting for Stella's downfall suddenly started whispering and pretending to type fast on their keyboards. Stella just sat on the floor, crying again, but this time from relief. Her mother, Oge, smiled faintly and said, God, indeed, she never despises a broken heart. The entire office was still buzzing with shock when Tony slowly walked towards Stella. She was still on her knees. Everyone thought he was going to fire her, but instead, he gently raised her up and said softly, I know you are broken, Stella, but there's something you should know. Stella sniffed and wiped her tears. What is it, sir? Tony smiled slightly and said, My Benz has a tracker, and it was tracked to Linda's apartment. For a few seconds, Stella's brain stopped working. Her eyes widened, her mouth opened, and she gasped. Sir, are you serious? Tony nodded. Yes, the police retrieved it this morning, and the car is outside. Stella jumped. She screamed so loud that everyone in the office jumped. She ran out like a marathoner who suddenly remembered she left her stove on. When she reached outside, there it was, the white Benz, sitting beautifully in the sunlight, looking like it never went for Dorime in the first place. She covered her mouth with her hands, spinning around with joy, shouting, Oh my God, it's back! It's really back! Then she turned and saw Tony walking towards her, and to everyone's surprise, Tony did something that froze the whole building. He went down on one knee. The staff gasped, some clapped. One woman even screamed, Jesus Igwe! Phones came out. Some started filming. Tony smiled up at her and said, I told you to call your mother because I wanted her to witness this moment. I want her to see that I'm real and to know that her daughter is going to be taken by me. So I ask you, Stella Ogbonna, would you be my wife, the mother of my kids, my heartbeats? Let's do this together. The office erupted in excitement. Everyone started shouting, say yes, say yes. Stella covered her face, tears streaming down. Yes, yes, I will marry you, she finally said. Tony stood up, slipped a sparkling ring into her hand, and hugged her tightly as everyone cheered. Her mother, Oge, burst into uncontrollable tears of joy. Then she started dancing right there in the office. Without any music, she clapped, twirled, and sang, Love has found my daughter. The same child they said would fail. Look at her now. It was a sight that even the security guard started wiping his eyes. The wedding was fixed, and it was decided that it would take place in Anambra. When the news reached their hometown, people couldn't stop talking. The same kinsmen who once mocked Oge, the same men who once said she was cursed because she had only one girl, suddenly changed their tune. One of them stood in the middle of the compound and said proudly, Oge, your daughter has done what some boys cannot do. She has lifted this family's name higher than ever. Another added, we knew from the beginning that your daughter would be great. Oge just smiled and said in her heart, when they mocked me, God was watching and he turned everything around. On the wedding day, the atmosphere was pure joy. Stella looked radiant in gold lace and coral beads, glowing like sunshine. Tony was dressed in matching gold lace, holding a walking stick, his red Igbo cap sitting proudly on his head. His wealthy friends stood behind him like royal guards. When Oge saw her daughter dressed as a beautiful bride, she couldn't hold back her tears. She walked up to her, placed her hands on Stella's shoulder, and prayed softly, her voice trembling. My daughter, what I went through in marriage, you will never go through it. Your home is blessed. You will have boys, you will have girls, and they will bring laughter and celebration to your life. I am proud of you, my daughter. Thank you, in name. Stella hugged her tightly, crying as the crowd clapped and cheered. Then the music started, and it was time for the new couple to dance. They danced beautifully, surrounded by people, spraying money, singing and shouting in joy. Tony smiled as he whispered, now you see why I said you are my queen. It was recorded that Tony bought 12 cows for the wedding. 6 were used for food, and the remaining 6 were shared as souvenirs along with expensive gifts. One woman from the crowd shouted, please, Mr. Tony, do you have a brother that will marry my daughter? Everyone laughed and clapped. The celebration went on till night, full of dancing, laughter, and endless food. Afterward, Tony and Stella traveled to Dubai for their honeymoon, a dream come true. Truly, Stella had always been a queen, but she needed to humble herself first. And the moment she did, life lifted her higher than she ever imagined. Even Oge would often laugh and say, "They mocked me for having a girl, but look at my Stella. She did what even 10 sons couldn't do." One bad friend can finish your destiny faster than 100 enemies. Linda was smiling, but her heart was full of jealousy and wickedness. Be careful who you follow. God gives second chances, but don't abuse them. Stella was lucky. Tony forgave her. Not everyone gets that kind of mercy. Mother's advice is gold. When Stella humbled herself and admitted her mistake, her story turned around for good. Don't envy others' blessings. Yours is coming. The same people who mocked her mother later celebrated her. Hello, story lovers. Trust you all enjoyed today's story, and I'm sure you learned a thing or two from today's story. And do not forget to like, share, comment. And it is your first time here, kindly hit the subscription button if you haven't subscribed yet, and turn on notification bell for more amazing stories like this. Returning subscriber, thank you for always watching. Thank you for always sharing. Thank you for always actively engaging. God bless you all. And until we come your way again, never forget that God is the ultimate. For now, bye.